I am Kanchan Vaidya from Bhurabai Sawant College of Engineering and Research. Here we are going to learn the subject Radiation and Microwave Techniques, that is RMT. So the basic and important part of the waveguide microwave is, what is microwave? It is not 10 raised to power minus 6, it is 10 raised to power 9. The symbolical representation is capital G. What is microwave actually? Its wavelength is from 30 centimeter. That gives you a value of, the microwave ranges from, its wavelength ranges from 30 centimeter, that is 1 gigahertz. So actually it is 10 raised to power 9, so you can understand the frequency range is very high. So normal wires we cannot use for the transmission of signal from one point to another point. So here waveguides are shown here. These waveguides are used for the transmission of signal from one point to another point. Now what are those waveguides? Waveguide is what? It is used for the transmission. So as I said, microwave is ranges, its wavelength ranges from 30 centimeter, means frequency is 1 gigahertz, to 1 mm, that is 300 gigahertz. So this is about the microwave. Here in this session we are going to learn about, or we are going to discuss about what are the microwave types and how it can be used for the transmission of signal from one point to another point. The important part of it is, what are the devices which are used for it? Some diodes, backward diode, gun diode, impact diode, Schottky diode, varicap. Such kind of diodes can be used for the microwave ranges. Today we will see what are the waveguides. So here first we will start with a matched termination. Just have a look over a matched termination. Matched termination is a device which uses low power and a non-reflective type of terminations. It consists of a small and highly dissipative taper flap which is mounted inside the center of a section of waveguide. Matched termination are useful for VSWR measurement of various waveguide components, and these are also employed as dummy and as a precise reference load with T-junctions, directional couplers and some other similar devices. Now the next one we see are directional coupler. Just look over the device. It has 4 ports. Directional couplers are useful for sampling part of a microwave energy, for monitoring purposes and for measuring reflections and impedance. This consists of a section of waveguide with addition of a second parallel section of the waveguide using a 4-port network. However, the fourth port is terminated with a matched load. These are 2 parallel sections which are coupled to each other through many holes, almost to give the uniform coupling, minimum frequency sensitivity and high directivity. These are available in 3, 6, 10, 20 and 40 dB couplings. Here we have 4 ports, 1, 2, 3 and 4. This is input port from where the input can be provided. This is the output port. Some of it power is reflected back and very few of it is a back power. As it is very less, so always it is closed. This device is used for calculating the isolation and the directivity. This is a device which is called as a isolator. What is isolator? It allows to flow only in one direction. So it is always connected next to the klystron tube. It will not allow to flow in the backward path. This is a detector mount. For this device we can use such kind of probe connected over it, and connected to other end is connected to the CRO. Detector mount is simple and easy to use for detecting the microwave power through the suitable detector. It consists of a detector crystal mounted in a section of waveguide and shorting plunger for matching purpose. The output from the crystal may be fed to an indicating instrument. In K and R bands, detector mounts the plugger is driven by the micrometer. So this is a detector mount which is connected. These are called as fixed short. Instead of detector mount, we can have a fixed mounts, or fixed short we can also call as. Look at this device. This is a fixed attenuator. Now we'll see circulators. Just look at the device. It has 3 ports at the 3 ends. There are T and Y type of 3 port circulators. These are precisely machined and assembled to get the desired specifications. Circulators are matched 3 port devices, and these are meant for allowing microwave energy to flow in clockwise direction with negligible loss but almost no transmission in the anti-clockwise direction. So whatever input is given at 1 will flow through 2 and 3, means same input will get at 2 and 3. Now the next device we'll see. Just look at those devices. First have, this is H plane. H plane are shunt type T junctions which are used in co-junction with VSWR meters, frequency meters, other detector devices like E plane, H plane. The signal fade through the port of E plane T will be equally divided in magnitude at the other second and third ports in the same phase. Means if this is port 1, port 2 and port 3, whatever input is given at port number 1 will be equally divided in the other 2 ports, and there will be no change in the phase. Phase will be same. Now this is a E plane. Look at the device E plane. It is a E plane T, and it consists of 3 sections of a waveguide which are joined together in order to divide or compare the power levels. The signal entering the first port of the T junction will be equally divided into other second and third port, but it is opposite in phase. Now here we will see if this is 1, 2 and 3. If input is given at port number 1, the output is equally divided at the other 2 ports, but there will be change in phase which is not occur in the H plane. Now a combination of these two, E and H plane, is called as a magic T. Now what is a magic T? It is a device where we can fade the input at port number 1. Nothing is available at port number 2. If this is port number 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now just now we have seen Now just look at this. This 1, 2 and 3, it looks like this. 1, 2 and 3, this look like 1, 2 and 3. Just look at its physical structure. Now if we consider H plane, it don't have the fourth one which is shown here. So whatever input given at this port will not be produced at this end. It will be produced at the other two only. If we use it as a E plane, now this E plane don't have the fourth one which is shown here. So whatever input given at this port will be produced at these two ends only. Here it will be 0. That is why it is always called as a magic T. Even though it is a hollow portion from inside, but it is structured in such a way that whatever input given at 1 should not be produced at 2, or whatever input given at 2 should not be produced at port number 1. That is why it is called as a magic T. So this is all about the devices or the waveguides used for the microwave. This is an introductory parts of the waveguides which are used for the practicals of the microwave. How the setup is being connected and how these waveguides are to be used for the measurement of the various parts like impedance matching, how the output and input to be measured, how the directivity is to be calculated, VSWR measurement, frequency measurement, all these things we'll see in the next class. Hope everybody have understood the basic idea about what is waveguide, how microwave can be flow through the waveguide. Thank you.